Okay, sisters and brothers in business and life, who's on your crew? I've been trained and mentored that when you start a video, we should start in the first 10 seconds to get right to it. Okay, so today's topic is who's on your crew? Today, we're going to talk about the criteria for your crew. Who is it that you want to have supporting you, mentoring, guiding you? And I have a whole list of criteria that you can think about for your crew. And then we're going to do a great exercise to evaluate what you want, what you need, and then who are the crew members that you currently have in your life, the groups you belong to. And we're going to do a little matrix matching up here. So you're going to leave with a roadmap for your crew. Okay, does that sound good? Great.
Awesome.
Thank you. Thank you. Okay, let me share a couple slides here. So grateful that each of you are here. Thank you for taking the time. And this is so important because entrepreneurs, business owners, visionary leaders, we can't do it ourselves. Try as we might. We can't do it ourselves. Checking in, you can see the slides. Yes. Give me a little thumbs up and a little maybe unmute.
There's some gray boxes.
Yeah.
There's a couple of.
Yes, let me move that at the top. You know, there's this little bug with Zoom. It's quite interesting that if you want to share a video and you want to share the audio from the video, it has this little box that blocks us out, but you can see the top of the slides, right? You're good on that?
There's a little square at the bottom too.
Oh, there is.
Yeah.
All right. Okay.
That's
well, let me
just
jump.
weird. Anyway.
Yeah, it is weird. Yes. All right. Well, let me just jump in because I'm going to report this to Zoom. This is not good here. But hey, you know, part of our council is we are uncovering bugs and opportunities, right? How about that? So I'm Kathleen Caldwell, founder of C-Suite Network's Women's Coaching and Consulting Council and the brand new Corporate Coaching and Consulting Roundtable. And so I'm all things coaching, love it, love it, love it. And I just want to share with you, we have had some incredible programs as always. And I'm just going to flip through these because all of our replays are on our YouTube channel. And we're now up to about 110 videos of absolute incredible thought leadership. And you'll see many of you have been our featured esteemed faculty members. We've had a great program. We had a great program with Sheila Anderson and Carol Kammerer. And we had a networking event a little while ago. We also featured Deb Creer, Kathy Dirksen, esteemed faculty, and then just a little throwback. We want to get Christina DiGiacomo and Nancy Geary back on our program. But check out our YouTube channel because we've had some great, great programs. Everything from content to AI to style to branding on LinkedIn to how to be an international bestseller, how to turn tragedy into triumph, and much, much more. So feel free, invite you to go to our YouTube channel, check out all of the great content there. And of course, we'd also like to welcome our newest esteemed faculty member, Sonia Jean Tett. Sonia is incredible, ladies. She is an author. She's an executive coach. She's written the book, The Integrative Leader. You can check it out on Amazon. We are so fortunate to have Sonia as our newest esteemed faculty member. Thanks to Carol. Carol, thank you for your referral of Sonia into our council. So I'm curious if someone would like to read our definition of crew, and then we're going to just jump right in to a little video that I think depicts crew in a fun and unusual way. So would someone love to jump in and read our definition?
So Kathleen, I think you're going to have to read it yourself because we can't see it very well. It's got
okay.
boxes
Thank you.
over it.
Thank you, Carol. Yes. Okay, good. And I'm going to show our video next, and then I'm going to uncheck the features in Zoom. Hello, Zoom. We love you. And that enables screen sharing of videos and audio that create these little boxes on the screen. But anyway, definition of crew, it's a noun, a group of people involved in a particular kind of work or working together. That's a crew. But I also love that the word crew is not only a noun, but it's also a verb. To serve as a member of a crew. like a member of a crew on a ship or an aircraft or a movie set, or even member of a crew in the C-Suite Network Women's Coaching and Consulting Council. So here's an example of crew you may not even imagine is crew. Here we go.
At Radio City Music Hall, these are the sights and sounds that mean the holidays are finally here. And even without the crowds, looking out from where the Rockettes stand side by side every night can be breathtaking.
So this is your office, huh?
Yes. Yep. This is work for us.
And this year, 13 new Rockettes of all backgrounds and ages joined the celebrated ranks. 18-year-old Reagan Hutzel is the youngest.
I pinch myself a little bit that I get to do this.
That excitement contagious for Nicole Baker, who's hoping to inspire working moms.
I'm a mom of 4. There are 7 Rockette moms this year.
Wow.
And for the first time, Sydney Mesher, a dancer born without a hand, beating out thousands to earn her spot. On stage, indistinguishable from the others, unless you're a sharp-eyed little girl who's also missing a limb.
One of the girls looked up at her mom and she said, "I'm going to be a Rockette when I'm older." And that broke me.
It's easy to get emotional surrounded by Rockettes and impossible not to feel included. Even if you're a clumsy correspondent trying out some kicks of the trade.
I am lightheaded just from doing that. That's crazy.
Behind the scenes, we are 80 completely different women. But when we get on the stage, we are like one.
They hope their unity and diversity will help fill all of us with more holiday cheer.
Okay. Who's seen the Rockets in New York City? It is a sight to behold. It is a sight to behold. Yeah. I highly recommend it. You know, when you get to New York City and Radio City Music Hall, and if you watch some videos on YouTube, the Rockettes, as the video said, is 80 diverse women, all kinds of backgrounds. They all come to become a Rockette for different reasons, but they're bringing their best when they're on the stage. And so I'm curious for each of you, what are you thinking about in the way of crew? A group of people involved in a particular kind of work or working together. Who do you want? What kinds of people do you want on your crew? What are you thinking about? And then we'll go into some examples that we can match on to our specific businesses and lives. What are you thinking about with crew?
I enjoy having a virtual assistant who can edit my videos and shorten them up and make my memes and do the things that I, well, some of which I know how to do, some of which I never want to know how to do.
Right.
I love having somebody do my books instead of me, my financial stuff. So those are really important people in my crew.
Great. And Carol, we're going to talk more about like the specifics of hiring a VA, how to do some outsourcing. We're going to do that for a separate topic, but that's great. We'll be leaning on you as well. You know, your experiences, what you've learned. Yes. Yeah. And even going beyond like a VA, when you think about your crew, you know, we're a crew right here. You know, we're coming together for a moment of time. We have so many different alliances and, you know, affiliations together. So we're a crew. But when you think about the networking events you're going to, the online groups you belong to, all the things that you're doing, and we'll list them in a moment. What are your thoughts about crew?
For me, I'll jump in.
Yeah, thank you.
For me, the thinking about a crew is the people who help make you better, right? And it's the people on my team who help make me better because we're marching toward a common vision. But my crew is also connecting with other folks who make me better. And that's this group, that's C-suite, that's even special relationships with clients. So for me, a crew is, you know, how people come together and just help each other to be better.
Excellent, Gloria. Thank you. And you have got a great crewmate in Sue Bingham. she's one of your crewmates as well, business wise. And boy, is she a super great crewmate as well.
Indeed.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you. And you to her too. We're sure of that. Yeah. Yeah. Thank you. How about others? What are you thinking about in the way of crew? Yes. Yes.
So it's funny, I haven't really thought about this because, I work solo. And so I don't have an immediate crew, but when I think about it, I do have pockets of crews, right? And so and they all kind of have different dynamics, like we all have, it's all different functions. I hate to use the word function, but and so this for me is an interesting topic because when I think about it, I'm not alone, actually. Even though there are times where I feel like I'm doing everything myself and I'm alone. It feels good to just take a moment and say, all right, wait a minute. I do have people around me that are supporting me. And I think that that's part of having a crew is people that get you and that you can feel, you can feel like you can be yourself in with these people, and go through, allow them to watch you go through things. And I think those are the three things that make these crews that I do have so special.
Fantastic. And Christina, thank you. And you've turned me on to two new crew members, Jasper AI and ChatGPT. So they're part of my crew and I love them. I love them. I mean,
I was going to suggest that because
yeah, exactly. I mean, technology. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Big crew members, right? They're doing a lot of heavy lifting.
Yeah,
And what
they
a
are.
relief. Yeah. So I think, creatively looking at, and I want to show you in a couple slides is I think that we have more crew than we even imagine we have. And are we really leveraging, maximizing, and being kind of crew reciprocal, reciprocal crew to their crews? Yeah. Yes. Sheila, Nancy, thoughts about crew?
Yeah,
It's a shift, isn't it?
Yes, I didn't think about the whole AI portion of it, which really can be. So a little bit about what Christina and Gloria said. It was, for me, it's like that inner circle of vulnerability where I can be vulnerable and real, but there are pockets of that, right? There's pockets for me for image consulting, mentors or people that can help me with things that come up, that my go-to people, that will, I can go to for that part. And then for my business side, there's C-Suite Network, there's Women Success Accelerator, there's, all the people here on the screen with us today, right? I know I can reach out because you are part of my crew. And then there's the nonprofit sector that I'm in. I have mentors in that area. So I like the thing about the pockets of crew, but I haven't thought about the AI being part of my crew. So thinking outside of that stigma or that box, besides just your, who we just think is our inner circle, like what else defines crew for people?
Thank you, Sheila. Yeah. And I think we were all or still are in corporate jobs at one time, right? Corporate careers. And I think that we sometimes have a baked in crew. Now, maybe they're not our preferred crew or the best crew, but they are a crew, people that we would work with on a day-to-day basis or in projects and things like that. So we had kind of a built-in crew. And I just have fond memories of, these crew members that, we would do social things together. There was a good vibe. I know the ones that I could count on and the ones that were like, highly unreliable, et cetera, et cetera. I kind of knew the parameters. When we become business owners, it's a whole different game, isn't it? And even with clients, crew with our clients and we with them. Yeah. Yeah. Thank you. Nancy, your point of view on this.
I agree with what everybody has said up until now. And I would add, so another part of my crew had lately this year has been the man in my life who has, he was funny the other day. He said, we talk about business so much. I should give you all the receipts to submit to your business. But it's interesting because, and I'm mentioning him because it's somebody who has a very different perspective. He's an engineer. Okay. We could not be more different, but because he comes at things from this engineering mindset, he's able to provide some support on some projects that I've had in the works that I couldn't do. So I think it kind of ties into those complementary skills of a place like I don't have time to get a master's degree right now, right? or that, what things that you can do versus the things, should you do it just because you can?
Right. Right. That's saying, yeah, just because you can doesn't mean you should, right? Yes.
And I've just noticed and just bringing in AI, the difference that's made. One really simple tool that I have installed is called Quillbot, and it's cleaning up my spelling and grammar and spacing as I go. And because I'm terrible, I don't have a good attention to detail. I don't have to pay anybody to do that because it's just running there in the background. And it's like, are you sure you want to say it like that? Yeah. So it's just interesting how, we're going it alone, but we're not going it alone.
Right. Right. Thank you. Thank you. Wow. What a great distinction. And this illusion that we're rowing the boat all by ourselves is not true, right? We do have crew and our partners and our family members and the people that we choose to be in the boat with us, right? Yeah. Yeah. So we have more crew. Well, great. Thank you. So that's my goal today, is that we start thinking beyond our current circumstances to more being at choice for who do we want to be in our crew. So let me continue with a couple more slides and keep the conversation going.
Gotti Schwartz, NBC News.
And here we go. So here's some ideas of who could be. You could have a perception of who's on your current crew. And you can read the text here, but, peer networks, masterminds that you're in, councils, education groups, thinking about that. Associations, Sheila, you mentioned that as well. Organizations, maybe they're for-profit, non-for-profit. And of course, our family, friends, our social crew, our spiritual crew, our faith-based crew, maybe our physical fitness crew. And of course, clients, colleagues, and partners. So I think when we stop and pause and do a quick inventory, we're going to do an inventory in just a moment, just a quick one, is we've got more crew members. And I don't think that we don't realize how we could employ them, engage them, and kind of work with them in a new way as crew members. And we are crew for them. But the key that I want to also bring up is, what's the ratio? If you think about your crew members and the groups and the organizations and the things that you're doing, oh my goodness, because in a future topic, we're going to talk about time. In November, we're going to talk about time. And because I'm noticing the number one thing that I'm hearing in the world is people have a time scarcity concern. Money is one thing, but time is the main thing, that they're more concerned about unavailability of time. And so as you grow your business, grow your life, thinking about what's the ratio between what you're giving to your participation in groups and associations and things, what are you giving, but also then what are you receiving? Is it a parallel kind of conversation? So just something to think about as we go forward. And I want to show you just another short video. And some of you have seen this before, so I beg your indulgence, but this is one of my most favorite videos, all about crew. Okay, so let me share this with you, and it's literally 2 minutes long. Okay.
The synchronization in rowing is fundamental to our sport, both mentally and physically. You become one with those 8 other girls and the boat itself.
Every single aspect of the stroke has to be done at the same exact time.
You are just following the girl in front of you. You row like her, you go out with her. Her rhythm is your rhythm.
Knowing that everyone else in the boat is feeling the same pain that you are is what allows us to wake up each morning and continue to make those sacrifices.
It's a selfless act to just give yourself up to your teammate.
We're about the name on the front. Virginia is who we represent, and so you become a little less of an individual and a little bit more UVA and of the team.
When you have 9 girls in a boat completely together and in sync, it is a feeling like no other.
When everyone's moving together, when everyone's pulling hard, you can feel the boat lift out of the water. It's like you're flying. And you can just hear bubbles rushing underneath the boat.
It's the sound of the water moving against the boat, and that's when you know everyone is moving perfectly together.
When you're in the middle of a race and you're not sure if you can go anymore, but you go a little bit deeper and then push through it, for me, for Virginia, that's why I row. I row because the girl in front of me is doing it. So how dare I not push and find a little bit more?
I have teammates that are relying on me to be there, and I can't let them down. I'll be there every day for my team.
That's a leader, someone who can sacrifice for the greater whole.
Okay, I love that video. And if you just do a Google search, UV, University of Virginia Women's Crew, you'll find all kinds of inspiring videos. So I'm curious, what is your current crew? If you think of all of your different groups, and I'll stop sharing in a moment, what is your current crew giving you? That's a nice little rhyming nomenclature here. What's your crew giving you now? And what is it that you need? And so some things to be thinking about, and I'll stop the share in just a moment. We can get thinking because I've got a little matrix here I want to introduce is, hey, you could be receiving from your crew, obviously, referrals, testimonials, new business opportunities, new business, new income. You could be receiving from your crew support, assistance, mentoring, advocacy, access to resources, and you could be receiving from your crew appreciation, recognition, encouragement. These are just a small list, and then I've got a page 2, but I just want to stop and just ask you, what are the things that you think you could be receiving more from your crew that perhaps you're not getting now? Your thoughts. Yeah.
I wanted to say one of the things that I am getting now is appreciation and support. I was working with Sheila this morning on our offer letter, and we were reading through my stuff, and she said, I really like this. And then she said, but you could add this. And it was like, oh gosh, how lovely. You know, it really was such a lovely experience to be working with her using, we have some very similar talents, but then there are some differences. And, you know, I can see her shine and she can see me shine, and it's just quite magical. So I appreciate that.
Yes. And doesn't it, your crew member in this case, doesn't Sheila's input and appreciation make your life richer, and which richer in dollars? And that's going to come, you know, with the offer, the exciting offer that the two of you have. Yeah. Yeah. New opportunities, new new things to think about, new exposure, new growth and learning. Yeah. Yeah. Sheila, what giving that appreciation to Carol, you're so good at giving appreciation. What is it that you're getting out of this little collab? Not little, I'm sorry to say that. This collab you're doing. I'm sorry about that. Yeah, I
No,
apologize. Yeah, this collab.
it was the same feeling, right? Because Carol did the same thing back, right? She's like, I like how that's worded. Oh, that's good. She goes, oh yes, you're that's for sure. And so we were in sync, and all of a sudden an hour went by and I was like, oh my gosh, right? It feels like 5 minutes. So but the appreciation and the support and the respect, I think the respect is incredible between us. So I love that. One thing I'm not the best at with asking my crew more is referrals or testimonials. So I need to, not be shy to ask for that, to ask for referrals. And I've gotten some more lately and I'm getting better, but that's something that, I can just start asking for.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah. Yeah. And I've just started, I'll just be very candid to each of you and all the beautiful watchers, viewers of our YouTube channel, is I have been so busy in the doingness of building a council, building a business, doing all kinds of things, the doingness, that I just have put asking at the bottom of the list. Asking, come join us. Asking, would you like to be part of our council? Asking. And I think people, kind of just assuming that, hey, when I make an introduction and make a general ask, people will just say yes. No, I think people these days want to be personally asked. Would you like to do a collaboration together? Would you like to join our council? Would you like to join my program? Would you like to become a client? Whatever it is. So assuming that people know just through an offer or a call to action, I don't think it's enough, right? Yeah. Yeah. So your thoughts, advocacy, access to resources, any of these things, some thoughts about what you would like more of from your crew.
I saw heads, nodding up and down when Sheila was talking, because I think that resonates with all of us, being small business folks, small business leaders. And it is that we're so passionate about doing what we do. And it's not as comfortable to ask for those things that you want, whether it be testimonials, whether it be more business, and how do you, not wanting to be a nag, wanting to be helpful, but what's that balance between providing great value and then looking for a little bit more from them because they have gotten the value on referring you out or the next piece of business, that kind of thing. So that struggle still stays real for me.
Yes. And I'll put a little plug in for our last program, which is what's your ask and how to ask. We went through a whole sequence, but I'll just literally with 2 slides do a quick recap. That was a great program. We had great interaction and thoughts about what's in the way of asking. So yes. While a 3-letter word, the word ask is very, very big, very big. So here's some ideas about some more ways, some more things that you might think about to receive. Okay, so from your current crew, or maybe you need a new crew, add people to your crew or more groups to your crew. Are you getting the education, the learning, and the growth that you want? I think we'd all say yes, because we're in circles where that's a priority for us. But also the collaboration and the connection. Are you yearning for that? Thank you to you, Sheila, and you, Carol, for sharing that collab example, but also feedback and peer review, straight talk about what we're doing. Sometimes if we're just isolated doing our own thing, we don't really get enough feedback, right? Also emotional support and assistance. Oh my gosh, my beloved, he can't give me all the emotional support that I need sometimes. And sometimes I wear it out for him because he's an imago partner for me. So he's an opposite, analytical, methodical. So I need a different kind of emotional support sometimes. Got to ask for what I need. And then also, as we've been discussing here, a safe space for the topics you want to talk about. Okay. So these are things you can ask for. And then, of course, through an assistant or through a team for your business, there's a whole other set of things that you can receive from your team on your crew. So we'll be talking about that in a future program. But what I'd like for you to think about, and maybe on a sheet of paper or in your computer, whatever, and I'll send you these in as a follow-up. These are some charts that I put together, some graphs that I put together in Canva. But it's just really simple to do this, is thinking about, first of all, the crew members that you need. Well, this will come next to crew members, but I think first of all, thinking about the groups that you belong to, the associations that you belong to, the communities that you belong to start to think about at the very top, what are the specific things that you need? I would just choose literally 3 to 4 things in this next quarter till the end of the year. Let's put a little time frame together. So by December 31st, what is it that you want from your crew? You want new business? You want new referrals? You want growth? What does growth mean to you? Okay, maybe it's introduction to new communities, introduction to new resources. Maybe it's personal or professional growth. And then finally, if you really like more appreciation, that could be a 4th category. Does this resonate with you? I was kind of leaning into what I was thinking you might want. Okay, so 4 different categories. And then what I suggest is coming up with just literally in a box kind of thing, is now on the left-hand corner, list all of the groups and associations that you belong to. Okay. And I just listed some of mine here. I've got a little local networking group that I go to, my professional associations. And I wouldn't, spend days on this, but just at a glance, what are the groups and associations that you belong to, that you're investing your time, you're a crew member on, and list those on the left-hand side. And then literally check the boxes if you're getting referrals from your Monday networking, or if you're getting new business from that nonprofit volunteering, put a little check mark in there. If you belong to like a local chamber group and you say, okay, yeah, I'm getting new business, I'm getting referrals, and I'm getting the growth that I need. So essentially evaluate all of your current groups, the places that you're spending your time, you're investing your time, along with at the top, what do you need? Okay. And literally you could even just do 3 at the top and then your groups on the side. I must share with you that one of my mastermind partners, 5 years ago, I was sharing with the group all of the things that I was doing. Oh, sisters, I was busy every day, all day. In the evenings, I was so busy doing. And one of my mastermind partners said, Kathleen, how much actual business have you gotten from all of these groups? And it was like the question that was like the mic drop. And I stopped and said, well, I've really not gotten any business from these groups. And so she asked me that question and I realized, well, yeah, I'm busy. I'm doing a lot of contribution. I love the relationships. The relationship is really nice. Okay, great. But I wasn't getting any actual business, because what I was saying is I want more business. But what I was doing was a lot of socializing, a lot of volunteering, a lot of feel-good stuff, but it wasn't translating to business. Okay. Can any of you relate to what I'm talking about? Yeah. Because next month's topic is going to be about time. So going on to the next chart, that again, really easy for you to put together. You can put it together on a yellow page or a legal pad. Is again, this is now a crew member inventory. So we've got first the groups that you're spending time with, your crew in your groups and your associations. The second one is the crew members. So thinking again, what's your criteria? What do you want to get more of between, say, now and the end of the year? All right, for me, my criteria is business, referrals, growth, and appreciation. Okay. And so I listed again the people in my life, my crew members that just came to mind. I didn't put you put whomever you want to, but I was thinking about, okay, family members, the professional associations that I belong to, my non-for-profit volunteering, individual people in those groups. Okay. Not necessarily the group, but the people in those groups. And so you can see, I've got a list here, and you might think of the people in, say, for instance, you know, you're volunteering for X, Y, and Z. Again, it's who in that group is helping you with the things that are important to you. And guess what? Vice versa. It's reciprocal. You're helping them with what's important to them. I think people, I know I did. I just did a lot of stuff for a long time without thinking about the reciprocity and the value of my time and who's on my crew. Okay. So I want to just pause here and ask you a question. What are you seeing for yourself? Where's the gap between what you want, what you need, and what you're currently getting in your current groups? Okay. And this is not meant to, you know, demotivate us. It's more to say, hey, you know, our time is so important and our crew members' time is important. Where's the intersection? Okay. Your thoughts. Because we can't get that time back, right?
I'm continually looking to be with the right people, but there's the levels. I mean, there's some people you like you were saying, Kathleen, you really enjoy being with them, you enjoy spending time with them. And there's one group that I look at here locally that I go, this is just purely social. There's not going to be, you know, because the essential oils lady is not going to be my client, right? But she's nice to have a cocktail with. So
right. And isn't that awesome? And you'll do a little aromatherapy and you'll feel good and smell good,
so,
right?
You know, it's like this, I might buy your stuff, but don't ask me to be in your downline. We're done.
Right.
But,
which is okay, Nancy, right?
Right. It's just, there's just a really nice, so that, you know, nice group of women here, and that feeds sort of my social side of things. But I have, you know, a couple of small projects have come out of that. But I think it's that distinction between I'm here for a particular reason. And if I look at that's a social outlet, I think that's great. But really, looking at from the business networking side of things, that continues to be very challenging, to be with the right group of people where you've got, you know, that opportunity to make connections and have it help you from a business development angle. It can't all just be education. There has to be something more that's going to come. Well, of course, I value education, and I've been really trying to think about where are the best places to be, and, you know, testing things out. But then I think to a certain extent, it's a bit like advertising. You have to be seen a certain number of times. You have to be showing up consistently,
right,
to build that know, like, and trust factor.
Yeah, you got
so
it.
That's been I was with the group yesterday, and it was a group of speakers, and I was astounded that we're talking about, you know, the ups and downs of the business, and most of the people were broke. it's like okay, this is kind of not my best day here. Yeah, so I'm really trying to balance it out to maximize the time and make the right connection. So anyway, I'm rambling a little bit. I'm sorry.
Got it. And you're bringing up such an important point. What are those characteristics? I mean, the personal characteristics. Can you imagine that we're aspiring for the Rockettes, but yet there are a couple crew members that decide, hey, I'm going to be pointing in this direction when everybody's going over here. Or one crew member says, you know, I'm going to wear black tights when all of the Rockettes are wearing a certain, you know. So it's like, what's the game that the crew members are in? Inversely to the UVA rowing crew, everybody's going for the same goal. You know, it's like, oh man, it's awesome. Yeah. Yes, Christina, please, crew.
So I had this thought, it was just sort of a nugget of an insight, and Nancy kind of touched on it, and just talking about the business side of things. If there were a way, and this is something I'm going to contemplate and think about. If there were a way to be able to make or have your target audience be a crew, like, I think that is the aspiration, right? And I'm thinking about, for example, you know, I'm launching the Technology Council, and the people that I'm going to want in the group are people who are working in technology, you know, whether as business owners or CTOs or enthusiasts. And, you know, I have somewhat of a techie background, and I'm now thinking, like, I have to figure out a way to create or be part of their crew. And whether that's signaling that I'm passionate about what they're passionate about, you know, or obviously I'm creating a container for them and creating a crew structure for them. And then I'm their crew, part of their crew, and vice versa. So this is just, it's just a very fuzzy insight that's coming to me, because I'm realizing that we do have crews and they're a great support system and a great network to go through this journey with. But when we begin to start talking about getting business, you know, there may be only one or two people that can be identified within the crew that might be able to help. So you actually have to create the crew with your target audience. And what is the criteria for being able to do that in an authentic way, where you're penetrating and basically infiltrating a crew of people without necessarily making it seem like you're doing it to get sales, but you're doing it genuinely, like, hey, you love Star Wars, you're a nerd, and you love AI. I want to be in your crew. You know what I mean?
You're my people.
Like, let's like nerd out. You know, or you love philosophy. All right, can't touch this. All right, let's do it. Let's have philosophy pun time. You know what I mean? And so I think that's a switch that needs to go off in my head a little bit more.
Yeah.
Well, that is so
thank
true.
you. Isn't that great? Yeah.
Because I think that's a big part as we embark on the different councils, whether we've got something in play now or we're getting ready to launch, you know, we're bringing the people together. And it's, I guess it's almost like several years, I wish I would have copyrighted this term many years ago when I first said it, but education-based marketing. We're being of service. And because we're being of service, whether it's no charge or low charge, it's planting the seed to be able to do more in a way that's genuine. Because one of the things that's, you know, always very, very striking, and I think we've all experienced this, is that not everybody that we're going to be with is going to be ready to buy when we want them to. You know, it's sort of like you got to kind of wait for them to be in the cycle. Like I was in a group, one of the C-suite groups yesterday, talked to somebody a while ago, and I kind of felt like he just sort of wrote me off. And yesterday I was talking about what I was doing. It was like, oh my gosh, we really need that. So it just that moment where what I was talking about that I could offer connected with what he needed right now. And if I would not have, you know, so there's like there's that ongoing thing. And it's I was like, yeah, you know, kind of a feeling, but yeah.
Awesome. Yes. So thank you, Sheila. You know, some parting words, takeaways, Gloria, Carol? Because
So that was
yeah.
beautiful, Nancy and Christina. Nancy, you're so good at nurturing the relationship, right? And so when they're ready, they don't forget you, right? So
That's what thank you. I'm working on it.
One of the things that came up for me is how when Jeffrey Hazlett talks about your conditions of satisfaction and, having those three things and how do they play into and align with the associations, the networking groups, your whatever that is, right? Your who's in your boat, how do they align with your conditions of satisfaction? And it's okay to have that social, right? If you need that social outlet, it's okay to have that as a crew, right? But just know that what the purpose is of that and be okay with it when it takes time away from something else, right? So I that's what came up for me, and I don't have it figured out or aligned yet, but as I do your matrix, I'm going to keep in mind the conditions of satisfaction and figure out where they do align with that.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, yeah. And who wants to jump in the boat with us, and who do we want to jump in the boat with someone else? Doesn't have to be just one boat. It's going to be multiple boats, right? Yeah, yeah. Thank you. Thank you. Carol, Gloria, parting words, takeaways before we complete our time.
Sure, for me, I'll jump in, and it is the reminder to me that I have different crews, right? The team members that I'm with. And so thinking about that matrix perspective of where is that give and receive and what do I need there? And then it is also going through that same process with the two other crews, right? Which are the networking groups that I'm a part of, because I come more to really just learn. And I need to probably rethink and reshape how I approach that. And then the third crew are the clients. And the fact that we have our alumni council, building that as a crew and being more intentional with supporting them in growth and development, and also balancing the sales side too with what are the next opportunities for revenue growth. So it's helping me see three different types of crews, and that I might need to approach them differently. Not might, I do.
Wonderful. And we know your crew members are going to get served too through your council for all of us, right? Yeah, we're ready to serve our crew. Yes. Thank you, Gloria. Yes. Carol, take us home now, lady. We're complete. Yeah.
I want to thank you for being a very important part of my crew. The coaching that you're providing for the Women's Success Accelerator is phenomenal. The feeding that we get at this Women's Coaching and Consulting Council is fabulous. And I just appreciate you. And so thank you for being a member of my crew.
Thank you. Thank you. Yes. Yes. I appreciate that. And each of you are on my crew and I'm on yours. So you can count on that. And we're going fast together. And I assure you, we are having a lot of laughs and a lot of fun. So yes, yes. So thank you. Just one final slide to remind us that this is so important. And we're demonstrating it here, that the real secret, I think, to all of us is being powerful together and having a crew that stands together. So with that, thank you, thank you, thank you. Loved our time together, and let's go get more crew members. How's that? Let's build our crew. Yeah, yeah. Very good. Ahoy. That's right. Okay. Bye for now. Thank you, ladies. Loved our time together. Good. We'll see you on our next crew gathering. How's that?
See you next time. Take care, everybody.
Bye. Love you a lot. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thanks. Bye-bye. Thanks. Stop recording.